All right, hello. Welcome to day 4, Thursday, May 1st of the Ads Machine Build Week. I'm your host, Cody Birch. We're to the part of the process where on Monday we got our messaging dialed in, figured out our market, what do they struggle with, how can we help them, how can we provide them lots of support. Tuesday we wrote an ad to help people with their problems, to move away from those problems and pain and move towards freedom and less friction. Yesterday, day 3, I showed you how to publish the ad, and even on Tuesday, how to make an ad image with my custom GPT, or not custom GPT, it was like a chat GPT prompts to go make an image. And I published mine yesterday. I know a few of you did. Heather said she got hers published, which is exciting. I'm curious too, by the way, if you did get your ad published, comment in the chat. I want to acknowledge you because it's not easy, especially if it's your first one. It can feel really scary. So congrats if that's you. And then today I want to show you two things. Number one, how did mine go in the last 24 hours? I published one for you on your behalf with my money to show you how it works, to hopefully dispel some of the myths, to shine the flashlight under the Facebook ads bed, prove to you there that there's no monsters under there. And today I want to share how it works. So number one, how did my ad perform? And number two, how does the system work? Like getting somebody to join your email list is step one of a really fun multi-step process. And so I'm going to show you how to put the pieces together of what it looks like to build a laid-back online business, to operate by this laid-back operating system. And I'll share the full plan today to show you how to do it. And then for some of you that are going to want my help executing and implementing and putting all the pieces together, I'll show you what that looks like as well. All right. Quick comment check. Karen asked, can you set up most of the ad and add in the image later, or does it have to be all in one go? Karen, you can probably set it up as a draft. Like you can start the work and then add the image later. I've never done that. I just always have it all in one go, but I think you could probably save it to drafts. It just won't publish. Aaron said mine will be live by this weekend. Dr. Kayvon said, I saw your ad in my Instagram feed. Yeah, that's great. All right, well, let's get to it. I'm going to share my screen. Close that, close that, close that. Here we go. Big reveal. Let me pull this up. Perfect. All right, here we go. Welcome to day 4 of the Ads Machine Build Week. Some people call it the Build Week Ads Machine. Either way, our goal this week, the whole point of this week was to help you set up an automated list building machine and get it live in your business so your list grows 24/7 while you go live your life. Because I believe that an engaged email list, ideally one that grows automatically with people that want our help and that we can help them, is the key to growing a laid-back business and operating in this laid-back way. So you can truly experience life, whether it's go volunteer at a nonprofit in town, have an unhurried coffee chat with a friend where you pick up the tab, or check an epic item off your bucket list, or somewhere in between. That's what I'm all about. I wanted to show you this. It's kind of a teaser because this is a crazy story. The first time I ever hosted this is what happened. I started with this thing here, the Silver Platter Welcome Series, and it got 11 leads, spent almost the full $20, and it got leads for $1.71. That's what happened. And then I exported the leads. I'll show you why here in a sec. This is the export from Facebook. You can, like, the leads sit in Facebook. We got to pluck them out with Zapier, right? Or some other tech. So you can see just the platform, FB, FB, IG, FB, FB, FB. But this one person here, I think you pronounced that name Shanae. I went into her emails and saw the email got delivered, Silver Platter Welcome Series, sent the other emails. And they replied, at the time I was selling VIP days for $3,000 a piece. They replied and asked about VIP. So you imagine my excitement when I'm doing this with you, the demo, like, you're not gonna believe it. I got 11 leads and one of them asked to work together. Now in full transparency, it fell through. I didn't do a VIP day for this person, but how cool would that have been if I had spent $18 on ads, got 11 leads, and then made $3,000 from one of the first 11 people? That would have been great. So I leave these. I use the same presentation every time I do this and just update the slides, but I keep leaving this one in because it's such an epic story. It can happen quick. All right, so here's the ad update from today as of like 25 minutes ago. If you're squinting and this doesn't look like that anything makes sense to you, here's what happened. I spent $18.33. If you remember, I set up a $20 a day budget. I got 15 leads, which is great, at $1.22 cost per lead. 15 out of 19 opted in, which is a 79% opt-in rate. And it got a 4% link click-through rate. Okay, what does any of this mean? I think you know what $18.33 means. Here's the dominoes to fall. Number one, does my ad get shown? It cost me $42 to show my ad to 1,000 people, which it hasn't done yet because I've only spent $18, if that makes sense. So currently how the machine's working, 42 bucks. I don't have an opinion about that, by the way. That's just what that number is. When people see the ad, do they click on the ad? That metric, oh, I lied. My link click-through rate is 4.4. It's not 4.01. When they see the ad, do they click on it? Now, what we're looking for here is 1%, 1.5%, just statistically through millions of dollars of ad spend and 10 years doing this. If you can get a link click-through rate of above 1 or 1.5%, you're doing pretty great. Mine is triple that, which is awesome. So this is a good ad, written well, good image. It provides people what they want. It's hitting in this. I've never seen an ad like this in the newsfeed. Not the image, but what I'm offering. If you didn't see yesterday, I'm offering a no pitch sales sequence. It's 3 emails to send before you ever open the doors to your offer to prime your audience. And so I've never seen an offer like that before. So maybe there's a novel part to it. The image looks great. And here's how I know that the whole thing's working, because my cost per lead is $1.22. I'm happy enough with that. I don't need to do any more. I'm like opening the doors, to this advertising house and open this door. Hey, what's going on in here? And it's like $1.22 leads. Cool. Y'all have fun. Close the door. I don't care. Like that's great for me. Your cost per lead might be way higher. It might be way lower. A lot of my creative friends are used to leads in the 60-cent range, 70-cent range, 90-cent range. So $1.22 might feel sky high. But for me, an internet marketing guys, giving away an email campaign for $1.22 feels pretty epic. Now, the other thing I wanted to kind of pat myself on the back for is, that was a weird sentence, 80%, 4 out of 5 people that click the link are opting in. Now, that is good. That implies really high intent, that what they thought they were getting, then they click learn more or download now. They see the form we wrote yesterday, real simple form. What's your name and email? Tell me where to send it. 4 out of 5 people are going through with that process, which is really high. So standards for you, if you're looking at your ads, I would hope that you're seeing link click-through rates of 1.5% or more, and an opt-in rate probably of like 50% or more. Those are good standards. So why this whole thing is working for me right now, and objectively, I think $42 cost per 1,000 impressions is honestly kind of high. But since the link click-through rate is so good and the opt-in rate is so good, it works out that algebra to where I'm only spending $1.22 per lead. So that's my assessment. Okay. Susan said, is there a way to find your ad on my feed? I'll show you how to do that later, but I might forget. There's a thing called Ads Library, Meta Ads Library. All the live ads on Facebook and Instagram right now are on a library somewhere online, and you can see it there. Odds are you'll see it in your newsfeed if you just wait long enough. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to do nothing. Honestly, I did this in January, was the last time I did this experiment. It was not as good. In a day, I spent 20 bucks as usual. I got 6 leads, and so it was about $3 a lead, and my link click-through rate was like 1.5%. So I never know how this is going to go. I bet in January it was probably the worst one I've ever done, like from a cost per lead perspective. And this one is, I think, the best one I've ever done. So you happen to catch me on a good day where the ad that I set up with you live during a boot camp week worked better than any I've ever done before. And so I'm going to let it ride. And by the way, I would let it ride regardless if the cost per lead was $4.18, just to show you how it works. I told you I'll front the money, just to show you what happens. Cost per lead might go up over the weekend. It might go down. Even if the numbers were less than impressive, just for you, I would leave the ads on anyways, just to show you. So by the time this whole event winds down next Thursday, I'll have a week of data and can show you what happened. In the real world, if like that's a pretty good cost per lead, it's tempting me to turn off other ads and turn this ad spend up, like take this from 20 bucks a day to 100 bucks a day. I'm also not going to do that yet. Like while we're here doing this week together, I'm going to leave this one alone and just kind of show you what happens. So I'll be the guinea pig, which is something I like to do, as you'll see here in a second. Okay. So that's what's going on there. The next piece is, okay, Facebook said I had 15 leads. What happened in Zapier? And what happened in ConvertKit? So this first screenshot is Zapier runs. And as you can see, there are 16 runs. And you might be wondering, Cody, 16 and 15 aren't the same. I did a test run. Remember, it was like test@facebook.com. So that was one of the runs. So it's a test run of a fake dummy account from Facebook plus 15 runs. How do I know that? Because of this other screenshot that I embedded in here. This is the total :15 is from ConvertKit. So Facebook says I have 15 leads. I checked Zapier. Zapier ran 15 times. I checked ConvertKit, and I've got 15 leads. Yay. If that's not your experience, you missed a step. Maybe Zapier is not connected. Maybe Convert or like whatever. It's usually Zapier is the problem. So as you're troubleshooting your ads today, tomorrow, over the weekend, take a look and see of all these little portals. It's like you ever play croquet where you have to hit the heavy clay balls through a little wicket, a little gate. The gates we're passing through is how many leads did Facebook say you got? And then it hands off to Zapier or whatever you're using, Save My Leads or make.com or whatever the heck you're using. Is that the same number? And then did they make it to your ConvertKit or your email system? It's pretty simple. Okay. Like portal through portal through portal. Let's see. All right, so Claire said, how much does it adjust the longer it runs? Claire, what I've found is it usually gets a little better, but it doesn't get a lot better. So I doubt in a week it'll be 30 cents. I would expect it to honestly stay the same. I wouldn't be shocked if it went down a little bit. I'll keep y'all updated in the group. Like we'll do a few more things between now and next Thursday. There's a call tomorrow. It's an implementation call. So we'll keep an eye on it. I'll let you know how it goes. If it goes up, it goes down. I bet it'll stay about that range. I've never seen an ad start at $12 per lead and then end up at $3. It'll start at 12, and if you do well, it might go down to 11 or 10, maybe 9. So for me, I'm pretty happy with the $1.22, and I don't expect it to change a whole lot. If anything, I bet it might go down because what's happening now is the algorithm is running. People are clicking and opting in, which is all data on Facebook. So if anything, I hope my cost per impression goes down. My cost per 1,000 impressions, I hope that goes down from $42 to something less as the algorithm is finding out who's more likely to click and convert, which placements are more likely to get people to click and convert, which people are more likely to click and convert. Because right now the ads are running everywhere. So it might, in a day or two, look and go, well, nobody's opting in from Instagram Explore page. Let's stop showing it there or whatever. Like the algorithm will sort that out. So it wants to work. Remember, if you use Facebook or Instagram, how much did you pay to use Facebook or Instagram, which now feels like a trick question because you might have paid 12 bucks a month to be pro or whatever. Facebook and Instagram are free to sign up. So you're not the customer, you're the product. When we're advertising, like I'm the customer. I just gave Facebook 20 bucks. It's not a lot of money. I don't expect a Christmas basket from Mark Zuckerberg, but I'm the customer. They want my experience to go well. I want your experience to go well because this system I'm giving you this week with the ads part at least gives me so much freedom and peace and calm. And I gave Facebook $20 yesterday like a vending machine. Today it gave me 15 leads. I'll do that. I'll do that all day. That's really great. Martha said, please explain what's the difference between a lead. What is a lead? Yeah, a lead is just when I get their name and email address. Aaron said, you get any takers on your low ticket offer on the thank you page? No, Aaron, the current process is they click the button to go learn about email school, which right now is $39 a month or $300 a year. So I know nobody bought email school in the last 24 hours, but how cool would that be? Believe me, I'd be celebrating that too. I know a membership, even a low ticket membership, is still hard to sell. Like people signing up for a monthly membership fee is kind of a big ask. So I bet if I had given them this email sequence and then on the thank you page said like, hey, do you want the sales email sequence that goes right after this? It's $9. Like I bet people would do that. And that's I can't turn that switch off in my brain. I'm always thinking about how do I make this better. So that's something I might play with. I won't touch it this week just to prove to you all this works. But if this goes on and I get leads for around $1.25, then I'll be exploring ways to monetize those $1.25 leads. And that would be one of them, is like give them the next thing that they think that they need. That's not a monthly commitment. And then we'll see how that goes. Cindy said, data is only 3 leads out of 7 clicks. I need more data. I agree. I'm running the same ad content with 3 different images, getting 42% conversion, 228 a lead. I can't wait to turn off the ones that don't return and see it improve. Only been running since 3 a.m. Good. Had some errors, but I got them fixed. Great. Yeah, your numbers are super low. Your only 133 impressions is super low, so just give it a minute. Because it's only been shown to a few people. If you got one more lead, your lead cost would be like $1.50 because it's been so short. Like one little lead could change everything. So Heather says, I've had once an ad lower by 53% over 2 weeks because it got 173 comments. That helps. Yeah, if you have an ad that kind of goes viral and people like to comment on it, then that could be really useful as well. Cool. Yeah, Megan said my flagship offers high tickets. I'm looking on building those micro yeses. Hey, host a free challenge. It's working well for me. So let's get to it here. I'm gonna show you what to do next. Like, how does the whole system work? This is the ads part. This is the list building part, but you keep talking about this laid back operating system and a laid back lifestyle. How does that go? And I've told you about the 3 pillars. If you build authority, you grow your audience, and you align your offers. And we've been talking a lot this week about how to grow your audience. But here's the full piece. And I'll break each one of these pieces down a little bit. But this is what I mean when I say build a laid back business. One of the scorecard numbers is a business that works for you 24/7, 365, but ideally more like 24 hours a week, 7 months a year, and making $1,000 a day or $365,000. That's the scorecard I walk people through in my coaching programs, is that's where we're headed. And do you have a model that would support that? So on the build authority side, I talk about becoming the obvious choice in your market, coming up with a unique mechanism to get people the results. I call it a results recipe, and then creating story-based or connection-based content where you become a character in their life. I've heard a lot of people say, nobody in my family doesn't know who you are, Cody. I tell them all about you because you send these emails and I'm in your community, I'm in your coaching. So you've just become this like character in my life. And that's better than becoming the smartest person in the room, is by creating content that connects. On the grow audience side, we talk about lead magnets, getting an ads machine set up, and ideally one traffic source, asterisks at a time. One traffic source at a time. You can't be everywhere and master them all. On the aligned offers side, having leveraged launches, generating recurring revenue, and then having a strategy to scale is how this works. And this week we've been, the you are here is at the ads machine part. So here's what I mean by aligned offers. It's pretty simple. Offers that you love to sell, that people love to buy, and that you love to deliver, and that get consistent results. The opposite for me was when I used to run an agency. I got clients by going to networking events. I converted clients on sales calls. When they said yes, I signed them to a month-to-month retainer. They had to commit to 2 months, but it was month to month after that, meaning every month I was auditioning for my job. I had weekly meetings and standing meetings with clients. Everybody got a custom dashboard, and I was in their Slack channel. A lot of them had my cell phone or Voxer support, which I don't mind now when I'm working with people in coaching, but I hated it back then because I had trained people that I was accessible on the weekends or at night or whatever. And if you're dropping, $5,000 a day on ads and they don't work at 6 p.m., you're going to want to message me. That was not very laid back. It made good money, but it didn't make a lot of profit, and my lifestyle was terrible. Another option I tried, this was 2 years ago. It's a fun memory. That's my middle son, Luke, who's a sophomore now. So I guess he was 14 in that photo. He's 16 now. I did a free plus shipping offer. Some of you might have bought this. I put my launch frameworks, I sketched them out, printed them out at FedEx, asked my mom like a child, Mom, how do you laminate stuff? And she's like, you use a laminator. They're like $20 on Amazon. So I used my mom's laminator and my own laminator. I went to the FedEx and printed. I paid Luke $10 an hour to laminate these launch maps, and he rarely paid attention. So a lot of them came out crooked and we had to go through it again. I had to pack them. I had to go to the post office and ship them. Those are 2 examples of not very laid back offers. Instead, I like to do things like gadget workshops that are kind of like a tool in Batman's tool belt. So a short paid workshop on a specific topic, like how to make a custom GPT, how to write your welcome series, how to plan out your revenue for the year. Those types of things are really fun for me. The other one are tour guide offers. My wife and I went to Italy actually a year ago. We were in Italy, which was super fun. I'd never been before. Can't wait to go back. And we did a couple of tour guide offers where we paid the guy to walk us around the Coliseum. And we followed him around with a group of 30 other people, and he pointed some stuff out and he gave us a little history lesson. A tour guide offer to us are things like group programs, cohort-based models, 8-week group coaching programs, 12-month group coaching programs. Anything we can deliver one to many for me is a really nice offer, especially with things that lean towards recurring revenue. So I have a few different memberships. I have a mastermind coaching program. And then honestly, I sold a bunch of VIP days. So if that's you, or you want to kind of monetize your expertise in a way that you get a meaningful project done for or with a client in a day, those are really nice aligned offers too. They provide a ton of freedom. So it makes me wonder if you think your offers need a tune up. If you feel like your offers need a tune up, just say yes in the chat while I sip my water. And there's a better way usually for us to take our expertise and experience and then collide it with the people that we feel called to help in a way that's easier for us to sell, fulfill, and to deliver. All right, a laid back launch. This is useful to validate your offer, make pre-launch revenue, scoop up your first round of buyers, get testimonials, and build momentum towards a more traditional launch. I've done this a bunch in the past. This is how I sell everything. I never sell anything until I never make anything until I've sold it. I want to sell it first. And I've got a long track record of doing this. This is what I help people do inside of my laid back Launchpad coaching program. This is a process. It's a piece of, it's like module 5 of an 8-module experience, is how to do this. The list building is what we're talking about this week, the set it and forget it list building strategy where your list grows year round and you can feed your launches. And that's what I mean when I say a laid back business. So if you want some help putting these pieces together, I want to show you what that looks like inside my laid back Launchpad program. And real quick, there's a couple of problems we face. If you go, this all sounds cool, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to build a laid back business. The 3 things that hold you back is you're not known for something specific. You don't have an audience that's engaged and wants to buy from you or growing, and you have offers that are hard to sell and hard to fulfill. So this is what we fix together over the next 8 weeks, where I make you the known authority in your space, your audience grows, and your offers are aligned and ready to go. When we get known for something, we define your world and become the best in it. For example, I would say if you're a digital entrepreneur and you have a course or a membership site and you get paid for your expertise, I'm the best in the world at helping you build a laid back business where you make more money doing what you love without it feeling like work. Like in this world, I'm the best in it. Am I the best at membership sites? No, that's maybe Stu McLaren. Am I the best at course sales? No, that's maybe Amy Porterfield. Am I the best at, I don't know, motivational speaking? No, that's maybe Tony Robbins. But if you're this kind of person with this kind of problem and you want this outcome with this vehicle, I'm the best in the world at that. Creating a unique framework. It's an anchor model that you use to get outcomes for those you feel called to help. That's a great way to build authority as well. And then connection content where you shut down your content engine and start up a story engine instead. The audience side is lead magnets, automated list building. You are here on the map here. And then turning those leads into buyers, which is creating a conversion pathway for new leads to become buyers. So that's the 3 pieces of the growing the audience. And aligned offers is having simple scaling where your offers are stacked in a way where one leads to the other, which provides maximum freedom. Stress-free launching to get the system to launch a new income stream whenever you want. So you make more sales and generate recurring revenue, and then scalable delivery that creates a lean delivery machine that gets great results for your clients without a whole lot of time on your calendar. Right now, I've been running my business like this for a few years now. I don't take calls on Mondays. I don't take calls on Fridays, with the exception of you lovely people. We have one more call tomorrow, but my Mondays and Fridays are open for me to either not work or create content or something like that. I've really got my calendar dialed in where I'm working for the most part 3 days a week. 3 weeks out of the month, because the last week of the month, I'm always doing something fun. So that's what the framework looks like in more bright, colorful sketch style. If you want to screenshot that, you can. I don't know. Some people, you screenshot whatever you want. That's what the framework looks like. And you are here at the machine. All right, so here's how the laid back Launchpad works. This is an 8-week cohort program with 4 areas of focus. We fix your business model, plan out your launch strategy, get your list building dialed in, and dial in your messaging as well. The business model, I use a process called the Hourglass Scaling System. It's the most simple way I've ever seen to organize your offers for maximum leverage, scalability, and profit. We plan out a launch. So what we do is we get known for something. We map out what we want to sell and we launch it together, like in the next 8 weeks. My goal is that that launch is successful enough, it pays for your investment into the program. And some people get this dialed in and they launch multiple times. This person, so LBA, ROI on LBA, LBA is the Laid Back Business Accelerator, and now it's called the Launchpad. But this person said, well, inspired by a person, I quickly checked my investment in the accelerator related to generated income in the last 8 weeks, and drumroll please, Cody netted 846 euros for me so far, which equals about what I paid to be in that version of the program. If I hadn't followed my gut and proactively refunded one of the clients, I'd have made it back in full, and we haven't even begun. This one says, I made back what I spent on the program plus a little extra, which I've just reinvested in joining the membership. I have a laid back membership. So there's some good odds of ROI. I'm a big implementation person in case you hadn't been able to tell that yet. List building, we master your everlasting lead ad that grows your list around the clock. The messaging, we get you known for something, develop your secret sauce or your results recipe, where you become the one, where you become the obvious choice in your market. Now, here's what you get inside the Launchpad. It's an 8-week group program. There's on-demand training and assignments. We do 4. I looked at my calendar. I actually scheduled 5 coaching calls with me and the group. And then this is something new. I've never done this before, but we're doing 4x implementation sessions. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to watch the videos. You're going to do the work. You're going to come to the coaching calls. You're going to be inspired by the group and the community. And every now and then, if you're like, well, I just need to set aside some time to get it done, I've built that in for you. I've set aside these 4 implementation sessions, and they're themed. So the first one's going to be about, modules 1 and 2 of the experience. The second one's about modules 3 and 4 and so on. And we set aside time to get it done. These aren't teaching sessions as much as they are some implementation sessions where I'll be present there with you, making sure you get everything done. Ideally, you get it, your sales page published, your launch scheduled, your emails sent, your welcome series done, your lead magnet published. Like those are what's what I mean by implementation. It's not just learning and feeling good. It's about implementing what you're learning in the course. So I'm increasing your odds of actually implementing this. So you don't just enroll, throw it on the digital bookshelf with a bunch of other stuff, and never do it. So the big outcomes are the right offers, the right launches, the right list builders, and ideally some ROI in your investment in the program. Now, the big catch is I want to make a case study based on your results. I've taken a bunch of people through this, but I want to make a case study based on what you're going through. And so here's the investment. It's $2,000 for 8 weeks of training, coaching, guidance, implementation, and support. There's a payment plan available. I use Klarna and Afterpay, so that's available on the page. And I'm going to go ahead and drop this link. Hope that's the right link. I believe that's the right link. There's a link there if you want to kind of read along with me. I want to tell you about some of the bonuses that, again, will increase the odds of your success. Now, would that be worth it at $2,000 to dial in your offers, to more effortlessly sell, to build your list automatically, to be the known commodity in the marketplace, to accelerate your expertise? Here's what the journey looks like together. We start in the bottom left, deciding who we want to be a hero to, what we're known for, what we believe about the market we feel called to help. So checkpoint 1 is where we've identified the world we want to play in and how we're going to be the best in the world. That's the first big milestone we do, and this honestly happens in the first week. We hit the ground running, and once we get this part done, this is the big domino that changed everything for me. Before, I was most known for being the laid back business guy. I was like generic marketing guy, and generic marketing guy did okay, but my business really took off a real hockey stick when I implemented what I'm teaching you here in August of 2023. It changed everything for me. So we get that done first. Then once you're best in the world, we figure that part out. How do you develop results recipe, which is your unique process, and your own transformation trail, much like this colored trail map I'm showing you right now? Checkpoint 2 is by then you have your proprietary process dialed in. Then we decide, well, what kind of offers are you going to make? Are they going to be low ticket, high ticket, VIP days, continuity, group coaching? How does it work? That's the hourglass scaling system, which generates your laid back offer stack. Then we pick your pre-launch offer, which is a workshop or a boot camp, much like I'm doing this week. And then that sells your anchor offer. By checkpoint 3, you've got your offers dialed in, you've got your launch planned out, and you're starting to see some leverage. Then we set the date of your promotion, get your sales page ready to go using some custom GPTs that I've made, develop your promo plan and calendar, and we do a laid back launch. That's when you start to monetize your expertise and start to get ROI on your investment. Then we deliver your content. We give your people a quick win. We upgrade them into your other offers, and that's checkpoint number 5. And then we talk about, what does this lifestyle look like? What is this operating system? What is this way of being? How do I approach my experience and expertise and things I've been through in a way that serves the people I want to help for a long time? What is that like? That's the last part, and that's one of the most fun parts, because you start to see it. the fog clears and the road clears and you can see for a long way ahead and go, wait, if I just keep doing my business this way, in this rhythm, in this way, building authority, my list, and with the right offers, then you can see that the future is bright. So based on what I've shared so far, the implementation, just comment in the chat. What about this sounds exciting to you? The support, the accountability, the implementation session, a clear runway. A lot of people say just the idea that it doesn't have to be as hard as I've been trying to make it, that there's a system or something that I can follow is what I'm looking forward to. The fact that it can be laid back. It doesn't have to be super hard. This isn't like we're going to grind all day and post on social media and pitch ourselves to journals 3,000 times. We're going to set this lifestyle up in a way that can buy back our time. That 24/7, 365, what would it look like to work 24 hours a week, 7 months a year with a business that's capable or hitting $1,000 a day or beyond? It'd be really cool. So some quick testimonials. I've done this a bunch. 150 something people have gone through this experience. Lisa said, Cody changed the paradigm for me. He helps keep everything simple while making progress in my business and offers. I hear that a lot. Cody helps make things simple and accessible for me. Laura said, joining the accelerator, which I now call the Launchpad, was the best decision I made last year. Stacy said, the accelerator was the best decision I could have made. Beth said, the laid backness of it all is what drew me in. I accept the made up word there, the laid backness. If you want to build your business a laid back way, Cody's your guy. This person joined about a year ago. I'm about an hour into the accelerator program, and I've already gotten more clarity around who I'm here to serve and what I'm going to offer than I've had in the last 7 years. No exaggeration. Nick said, this is it. This is the course, and Cody is the coach to take you from zero to full-fledged online laid-back business. Go to all the others you've purchased so far and get your money back. Cody has streamlined the process to get you up and running within weeks, not years or decades. I thought that was a really funny way to do it. Melinda said Cody's laid-back style makes him approachable and real, and this Launchpad is a program that takes you from idea to implementation. A million thank yous. Glenette said Cody's program brought more clarity than programs with a price tag 10 times higher. Grab it now. I promise you'll thank me later. Mia said snapshot 6 months later. She said it simplified the method of communication. She's tried a bunch of other stuff in the past. Snapshot 6 months later, my modest list has really engaged. I have on average a 65% open rate. I've launched a mini workshop and a pilot program to begin building my business out in the direction I want to be in a year. And best of all, it feels easy to write story-based emails to my people on my list. I do it several times a week and have for months. Cody's the best. Plus, I live in the mountains, so working with someone who embraces a good flannel feels like home. Mike said in a year, my email list has grown from 1,700 to 3,200 people, and everybody's interested in what I'm now offering. Deborah said, since joining the Launchpad, I've simplified my business model. I never knew about upsells and order bumps and the importance of communicating my offers while coaching. As a result, I've generated over $20,000 in revenue, and I'm confident that I'll be able to surpass my business goals for 2024 and looking forward to a profitable 2025. Javon said, I joined Cody's programs at the end of July and promoted and launched my first workshop within 2 weeks. I didn't highlight it, but Javon, the next paragraph says, I promoted and sold a second workshop that captured more of my audience's attention 4 weeks later. I'm hooked. So Javon is a quick start. Sylvia said, I've worked in another program for almost 5 years, but I've never accomplished as much as I have with Cody in the last 5 months. I've made these lead magnets, mini workshops, got a better understanding of what we're doing. Kelsey said, I've spent a few years and 15,000 plus in different programs that promise they'll be determine your ideal program and launch. While I learned something from each of them, I was never able to complete the program and make the progress I had hoped for. Cody's method of breaking complicated concepts down to small, tangible steps was so refreshing and made progress attainable. Even with a full-time schedule, as a personal trainer and a mom to a 3-year-old, I was filled with new hope and momentum in my journey as an entrepreneur. I made bigger strides and gained deeper clarity in those 8 weeks than I had in years and programs prior. That's what's going on in the Launchpad. A lot of people like it. I'd love to have you welcome in this next coaching cohort. I can't take everybody, but for the people that are ready to go, now's the time. I'd love to have you join. So here's some bonuses. People that have gone through this before, this one might make them jealous. I don't know. Bonus number 1 is pocket coaching. This is for the first 5 people that sign up. What is pocket coaching? There's an app on my phone. It's called Voxer. I only use it for coaching. I use it for my laid back coaching program. I don't use it for hanging out with high school friends or arranging dinner meetups with my bros. I just use it for coaching. What this is an app. It's a walkie-talkie app, and you can message me as much as you want during the 8 weeks, and I'll reply. Usually the same day, sometimes the next day, and usually not on the weekends, but sometimes on the weekends if I'm out taking a walk or something. So why is this helpful? Well, if you have a question on a hook, a strategy, a promotion, mindset thing, feeling stuck, have a roadblock, you just send me a message and then I'll send you a message back with my voice. We'll talk through it. Super helpful. Yeah, Candia says I'm jealous. Sorry about that. Sorry about that stuff. Yeah, so only for the first 5 people. I dreamed of this last night. My wife said, "Are you sure you're gonna do that?" I was like, "I think so. Let's see what happens. I might regret this later, so do this before I change my mind." So Pocket Coaching, I say it's a $2,000 value because it is. I've sold it for $1,000 a month in the past, and it's yours free if you sign up and you're one of the first 5. So get moving. Y'all can go fight over that in the chat. All right, this is the second bonus. That's an AI image I made yesterday. It's so silly. Here's what I'm doing. I am going through the Launchpad with you for the first time ever. The Launchpad is amazing. The content's great. Everybody's saying they love it. All the testimonials are great. But what would be more fun is if I did it with you. So here's what I mean. I made another course, and it's in a different school group. Don't worry about it. I made another course. Right now, there's nothing in there, but I'm gonna be recording my progress as well. I've done this a bunch in the past. My wife launched an online business in the summer or during COVID, so summer of 2020. She's an event planner, lost her business during COVID. I helped her make a course, and I documented the process of me making her a course. Her founding member launch of her course, she sold $2,000, and I sold like $10,000 in tickets to show people how I was building her course. They were like $100 a piece. So I love this behind the scenes approach. My kids are older now, but we had those baby Bjorns. Do you ever have a baby Bjorn? You strap the kid to your chest. So you're living your life going to Lowe's or Home Depot or the grocery store or Costco or going on a hike. And this little kid's bald head is right beneath your chin. And they're just watching. Whoa, look at all this stuff. They're not in charge of where you're going, but they're just watching. I thought that was kind of a creepy analogy. So I'm not going to put you in a baby Bjorn, but I'm going to put you in a sidecar as I barrel down the highway and just show you how I'm doing it. I'm launching new income streams as well. I'm excited about this. I know it's kind of silly and quirky and the picture is ridiculous. And I think he's driving on the wrong side of the road in the US at least. I don't know what's going on here. It's a funny picture. So that's a bonus that you just get to watch. You get to do it and watch the videos, come to the calls and learn, and also watch me do it and watch my, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm not gonna, it won't be a lot of content, but it's like, hey, here's the sales page, here's the structure, here's the strategy, here's the emails I sent, here's the ads I ran, here's the results, here's the behind the scenes, here's what didn't work. Oops. Here's how I pivoted that. Here's how that did work. And I'm launching a new revenue stream by July as well. Bonus number 3 is launch squads. This is optional. If you're a lone ranger like me, you may not want to do this, but I know I polled my audience and half of the people were like, that's the best idea I ever heard. Half people said I wouldn't participate in that. So introducing optional launch squads. What is this? I'm going to buddy you up with 3 or 4 other people that are going through the launch pad at the same time. And I'm also going to include an alumnus. You get to go through this program with people who have gone through it before, because there's a lot of people that stick around. So there's like 80 people in the membership already. And so I'm going to see who wants to lead a launch squad as an alumni and then, or as an alumnus. And then you join up with them. And what that might mean is you set up a group chat somewhere. It's up to you. Maybe you decide to meet on Monday night at 6 p.m. and have drink some wine and talk about the Launchpad that week. It's up to you. The goal is to help you get connected and help you find courage and support in a smaller community than the 80 to 100 people that go through this at one given time. And that, again, it's optional if you're like, I don't want that. I'm not going to force you to do it, but it can be really helpful to the right people. Bonus number 4, launch hotline. Here's what this is. This is also something, I ran this all by my wife and this made her other eyebrow go up after I told her about the Voxer support. Here's what I'm going to do. Launching is stressful and hard, and there's a lot of variables. Now, even though I teach a laid back launch, there's still stuff. Here's what I'm doing. I'm opening up a launch hotline. This Launchpad is an 8-week cohort. So during weeks 6 and 7, I'm opening up basically a group chat. It's not a broadcast where I'm just talking at you. It's a group chat. You can talk back. And the fee for admission is you have to have your sales page done. So once you get your sales page done or your registration page done, if you're doing a free challenge like this or something like that, that's your ticket to admission. In the group chat, it'll be open for 2 weeks, then it'll close. I'm not trying to run a group chat for the rest of my life. I've been in a group chat with my 2 siblings and aunts and uncles and nieces and nephews. I'm like, this is miserable. Not that this will be fun, but it'll be us talking. Hey, this is what I'm seeing. Here's what's going on. Or, hey, I just opened the doors, and you're going to get support, love, feedback, guidance from me, from other people. It's going to be a ton of fun. You just got to get your registration page done in the next 6 weeks. and then we'll open up the launch hotline and provide some really fun support there. Curious to see how this is going to go. I'm excited about it. I think it sounds fun. All right. I think I've got more bonuses. I thought this was the last one. There's a couple more. Bonus number 5. I made like a month ago a custom GPT. And if you see the sub headline there, it's like having a miniature Cody on your desk cheering you on. There's a custom GPT called the Laid Back Launchpad Guide. I trained a custom GPT on all of the Launchpad videos, on all of the Launchpad worksheets, on all of the Launchpad frameworks. And I did this because if we have a coaching call like next Friday and you're like, I'm stuck now, it's Sunday at midnight. I can't just call Cody. I can't text Cody unless you got the Voxer support, then feel free to Voxer me. I won't reply at midnight, but I'll reply when I wake up. The Launchpad is so helpful. The Launchpad guide, it just sits alongside the Launchpad and it's totally trained on all of the content. So there's 4 buttons there you could click when you open it up for the first time. I just started the Launchpad. Where do I begin? How do I craft my most known 4 statements? I need help mapping my transformation trail. How do I structure my hourglass so my offers aligned? This is crazy awesome. I've been playing with it. I am like excited enough and techie enough where I would just like open this and just like have it up while you're watching the videos and just chat with it because it's trained on all of my concepts, frameworks, storytelling, trainings, transcripts. It's amazing. So this is included in the Launchpad as well. All right, there's the link to go sign up. It'll take you right to the payment page, or you can sign up with Klarna. Or the link I just dropped in the chat again is like the Google Doc conversational sales page. That link there, codybirch.com/launchpad, is just like, I'm in. How do I sign up for this thing? You can pay in full, $2,000. You can pay with PayPal, same price, obviously. Or you can click on Klarna or Afterpay. And I don't know how custom that gets, but when I messed with it this morning, it said pay in 4 interest-free payments of $500. So Klarna or Afterpay might be different in your country or where you're based, but that's how you can get a payment plan, and that way you can get started right away and have the payments handled with Klarna or Afterpay. That feature is called Buy Now, Pay Later. That's what that is. So either pay in full or use one of the payment plans available through Klarna or Afterpay. Some of you may also have access to PayPal credit, but I don't know exactly how that works. And I know it's different for each country and different for each person. So those are your options. And how that works. So here's what you're seeing on this screen, the Laid Back Launchpad workbook on the right. On the left, there's a thing called a daily telegram. So Telegram's an app. Every morning, I send a daily telegram. I've done this since September 2003. Every morning I wake up around 7 o'clock Colorado time and I send you a message about a thing you're going through in the Launchpad, about something I'm seeing in my business, trend I'm noticing. I've done these from Florence and Fiji. I did one from a gondola in Whistler when I was hiking. I would hike up this mountain and ride the gondola down, repeat that 8 times like a maniac. And one morning I was like, well, it's about 7 o'clock. I need to record my telegram. And I was like, hey, I'm in a gondola. And I just completed, 3 laps of this thing or whatever. And I'm dying out here. This keeps you connected. It keeps you moving. People love it. I've got some slides to prove it. This is a post in the school group that says, I'm loving Telegram, such a fabulous addition. I'm super impressed with how encouraging the daily snippets are. The fun stories that emerge and trigger stories for me to share and broadcast to my niche too. And from yesterday, I'm loving thinking of my offerings as a multifaceted gemstone. I talked about that the other day, viewed from different angles. That's the turning the gem idea. That was an example of a Telegram I sent one day. One of the messages was chase dopamine. Love the Telegram from yesterday. Cody, your daily telegrams are amazing and great at giving me a gentle push to keep going. Somebody said, I love the daily telegram, going right back to the start of the membership thread while working or while walking. And I add an emoji so I know where I stopped. Some people, if you join the Launchpad, you'll get access to this Telegram channel. Some people go all the way back to the beginning and they pick a custom emoji to know where they left off. That's what that second message is about. Some people make this morning telegram a part of their routine. They journal about the prompt that day. They sip tea or coffee or chat about it with friends if they're in like a launch squad. It's really helpful. So this was something I didn't know what an impact this would make when I started doing it. And then actually the first cohort I ran, I was going to stop doing it. I was like, well, that was it. And everybody's like, wait, don't take this away from me. This is part of my routine now. So I kept doing it. So I've done it, like I said, since September of 2023, a year and a half or so. Other people like it too. Kelly said, I loved your message about the introvert's cure. Steven said, don't second guess yourself. I forbid you from getting stuck. Great telegram this morning. So there's something about these daily connections that happen right there on your phone. Here's what the course looks like when you join. It's hosted inside the Laidback membership, and you click on the classroom and you click on the Laidback Launchpad and you get going. There's links to the custom GPT. All the calls are already in the calendar. If you click on the calendar tab, you get through that. You can use the Cody GPT chatbot, which is really great. People are using it to get help with sales pages. They're using it to write their ads because I've trained it on all of my marketing frameworks. So here's the roundup slide of all you get. 8 weeks of training, coaching, and support. The Launchpad GPT, the little encouraging Cody bot that sits on your desk and tells you to keep going. You get Forex coaching calls, Forex implementation sessions, the Sidecar Sales course that's documenting my journey in the crowded jungle of entrepreneurship, and I'm hacking my way through with a machete, and you're following safely behind in my footsteps. You get 2 months access to the Laidback membership because that's where the Launchpad cohort happens, is inside the membership. The optional launch squads, the daily telegram, the launch hotline during week 6 and 7. And again, it's for one payment of $2,000. Or if you use the Klarna Afterpay buy now, pay later situation, the payment plan that I saw this morning was 4 by 500, though that might be slightly different for you based on your country or whatever variables affect that. So that's how it works. This is the journey we go on together in about 8 weeks. Go to codybirch.com/thelaunchpad if you've heard enough and you want to secure some of those spots. And as a reminder, the first 5 get the Voxer access. The other bonus that you'll see in the Google Doc that I forgot to make a slide is you'll get a season pass to all my other workshops I host this year. So about once a month, I do a thing like this. Either it's free with a VIP upgrade or it's between $30 and $100 with order bumps and upsells. That's in that Google document as well. Just if you see the season pass, like what does that mean? That's going to be worth between $300 and $600 that you just wouldn't have to pay because I launch workshops every now and then, like how to write a welcome series, how to set up a custom GPT, how to use the superhero social strategy to be seen, how to plan your year. Like I do, if you've been in my world for very long, about once a month I host a new workshop. And so people that join this cohort of the Launchpad will get a season pass to that. You don't need to do anything. Every time I host a workshop, I'll just activate it for you if you would like. All right, I'm going to end this invitation with this quote. This is from Seth Godin. He's a marketing guru, but at the end of one of his books called This is Marketing, he said this. He said, if you hesitate to market your offer properly, it's not that you're being shy. It's not that you're being circumspect. It's that you're stealing because there's someone who needs to learn from you, engage with you, or buy from you. And I think about this all the time. I think about this all the time. Even this week, like I'm going to host a free challenge. Well, why would you do that? Well, because I figured something out and I want to help people. And if I don't, and I know how to do it and they need help, then I feel like I'm stealing from them because there's people that need to get this thing sorted out. Whether our journey ends here in this 5-day boot camp or you move along in the Laidback Launchpad together, that's why I put this stuff together. I want to help you. I really do. And so that is the end of the invitation. And I want to close I can take some questions as well. And I can share my screen here in a sec again. But I want to tell you something. So lean in real quick. If you're writing, put down your pen. If you're looking away, look at the camera. There's something about access. Like I'm sure you're a lot like me. I've invested in lots of programs. I bought things where I was one of 3,000 students, or my wife and I bought a course and we were like that year that person sold like 4,000 or 5,000 copies of that course. And so, yeah, there were calls, but there was no access to the person. And that's okay. I get as people grow and they become super famous, then you can't just talk to them. In my programs, like ask anybody who's been through it, there's probably a dozen people on this call that have been through the Launchpad. If you ask a question, it's not hurled into the abyss of this group. I'm in there. I don't ever sell thousands of people into courses. I don't know that I ever want to because I'm in there. And I wanted to share one more idea with you. So one idea is access. Like if you choose to invest in the Laidback Launchpad, you get a ton of access, especially with the Voxer access. And I don't know, that sounds like a crazy bonus. But the second thing is proximity. And let me ask you this. If I locked you in a room for a year with a bunch of artists, do you think a year later you would be more artistic, that your drawings and paintings would be more creative and look better? I've got 3 teenage sons, so we think about this a lot. If I locked you in a gym for a year with a bunch of professional bodybuilders, do you think you would emerge uh, more muscular? Probably, right? Just being in proximity with those people. And that's why I think this invitation is really special because of the amount of access you get and the type of proximity you get. To me, who's done it a bunch for years, and I feel like it's my calling and my life's purpose to help people implement these types of things because I've seen the hard way and the old way of doing things, because I'm ridiculously grateful to have landed and lost my dream job and been giving a second chance at helping you do stuff like this. And you just get a ton of access and a ton of proximity. Yes, to me, but also other people in the group. It's a really supportive community of awesome people that have gone through it. They're either going through it now with you, or they've already gone through it, or they're doing both. They've already gone through it and they're going through it again. And I just wanted to remind you how important that can be. If you get stuck or need some help, you're going to get support. If you benefit from being just near people who are also doing what you're doing, then you're going to get that in this Launchpad program in spades. And I know a lot of us talk, I've hosted some in-person events recently. I was in Portugal. A few of you got to come to the Portugal event. That was fun. Did an event in Scottsdale. A lot of you came to the Scottsdale event. It was fun. And so many of us were saying, like, our friends don't understand what we're doing. Like, to take our ideas and experience and expertise and turn it into revenue, be it a workshop, a boot camp, a course, or a cohort. Like, it's such a strange, it just makes no sense. I went to dinner when I was in Portugal on a business trip, and I went to dinner with a couple. I was with a friend of mine in the business mastermind I'm in, and it was like her husband's cousin's sister or something. It was like, I live in Lisbon, let's meet up. So the four of us went to dinner, me, my business friend, and then my business friend's sort of distant friend and her husband. So two ladies were talking, and I'm talking to the husband. And I'm like, what do you do? And he's like, I'm a researcher. He's like, I'm a bit of a academic, a researcher. And I was like, oh, how does that work? He told me. I was so confused. And he's like, so what do you do? I was like, don't worry about it. Like, you won't understand. Like, how do I tell this guy? I do courses, memberships, masterminds, email, storytelling, live events. It just sounds so crazy. So if you feel like that when you tell your friends and family how your life works or how you want it to work, uh, I get you. All of us on the Zoom call right now get you. Everybody inside the laid back membership, which is where the Launchpad experience is hosted, we get you. It's weird. And so that's back to the power of proximity. The joy of doing something like that together is super duper important. Okay, we're about at the hour. A couple of announcements. Number one, welcome to those people that are joining us on this next Launchpad cohort. Number two, if you still have questions or implementation stuff on your either on the Launchpad, that's fine. I'll hang out for a little bit extra time today to answer your questions. But don't forget, we have one more call tomorrow where I want to make sure I get as many of you to the finish line as possible. You have the weekend to get caught up. The recordings come down next Thursday, which is also the amount of time. Like, this whole thing shuts down next Thursday. You have until next Thursday to join the Launchpad. Now, a lot of the fast acting bonuses will be gone if you wait till next Thursday, but to each their own. And you have over the weekend to get caught up on the videos. And then we have our call tomorrow where I want to get as many people implemented as possible. Now, my ideal is like, hey, I'm almost published, or I published my ad. Here's what I'm seeing, or it's been a day or two. Here's what's going on, or I'm about to publish my ad. Does this look right? Come to the call tomorrow. It's at the same time, 10 o'clock. There's no new content, nothing else to learn. I've got nothing else to teach you. I just want to make sure as many people as possible get to the finish line tomorrow on our live call. So that's the last announcement there. Of course, the school group is open and I'll be hanging out in there. I see a couple of messages here. Let me see if I've missed anything. Steph and Candia and Heather, thanks for the excitement about the course. Let's see. Cindy says access is unheard of elsewhere. There's little patience for personal help. Yeah, access is key. Ellie says, I may have missed it. When does it start? So there's a kickoff call next Friday. Thanks for the assist there, Tracy. It's a kickoff call next Friday. Honestly, if you jump in today, we have a call tomorrow morning, I think, right? Like, just it's the laid back membership call. Like, the membership exists and it's functioning and there's people and it's fun. Um, I don't know if I said that right. Matt not should have said that. Is there a call tomorrow? I don't remember. I see a call on my calendar. If you join today, come to the call tomorrow at 9 o'clock. You'll see how the membership works and meet other people in there. It'll be a lot of fun. And then the official kickoff call is next Tuesday, or sorry, next Friday. Next Friday. I got this. I'm going to share my screen again and show you something, and then answer your questions as well. Desktop one. So in the calendar, let's see. So it happens over here in this school group called the Laid Back Membership. And so in the calendar, like all the calls are inside this calendar. So next Friday at 9 o'clock is the kickoff call. Then there's the weekly call. The first implementation session is the 22nd of May. And then there's a bunch of calls in June. The Launchpad implementation session is here. The Launchpad call is here. So all the calls are already in the calendar. So when you join, you go and you subscribe to the calendar. There's another way to subscribe to the calendar that's inside the Launchpad course. So when you jump in here and you go through the welcome content, welcome to the Launchpad. Here's how to subscribe to the calendar. Click this link to add all of the events for the coaching calls and implementation sessions. So you click one of these links, it'll add it to your calendar. Here's the Zoom link. Here's the intake form. Here's how to join the Telegram channel. Here's how to make the most of your use in school. And then here's the Launchpad GPT, which is, again, wild. Here's a demo of me using it. And here's a link to go access the GPT to walk you through some of the course content. So you could say, I'm on module 2, lesson 2, and I'm kind of stuck. And it's like, cool. I know what that's about. It's about results recipe. Are you stuck coming up with ideas, or do you want me to take a look at what you have so far? Or do you want to brainstorm some stuff for you, or tell me what you got so far and I'll write the rest of them for you? Like it is nuts. Your odds of implementation success just skyrocketed. So that's how it works. When you join, you'll get access to this. And then here's the sidecar sales course with nothing in here yet, just my silly picture. But I'll be building this out as I'm planning my launch and plotting it. That'll go in here. I also have a bunch of custom GPTs that I've made. I'll be making a few more because I need them for myself. So what I usually do is I make them for myself to save me time, then I just give them to you, especially in the Launchpad. So I've got one that writes your welcome series for you that's in the Launchpad. I've got one that writes your ads now. I've got the Launchpad GPT. I need to make a few more. I'm going to make one for your hourglass, which is how you structure your offers for maximum profit and leverage. So those custom GPTs, or somebody called them Cody catapults, because sometimes we get stuck and we can't quite see over the fence no matter how high we stand on our toes. And so these custom GPTs help launch you over the fence and get it done. So that'll be happening there as well. So that's what it looks like once you get inside. Here's the Google Doc. A lot of you are in here hanging out, and I don't know if there's any of the bonuses left down here. But yeah, feel free to read through this over the weekend. I know some of you are quick starts and you're just in right away. Some of you need a minute to think about it, and this will help you kind of remind you of what we talked about. So the mini workshop season pass goes to the first 10. And like I said, the value is between $600 and $900. Just every time I do this, I charge between the full funnel is usually between $60 to $150. And so if I do that 4 to 6 times in the next 6 months, 7 months, then that's why I mean that value's there. Launch hotlines for the first 15 during week 6 and 7. We'll do the group chat, support each other, get expert guidance and clarity. Value's $297. That's yours free if you sign up. So lots of reasons to sign up. When I was thinking of putting this together, I was like, do I charge, $5,000 for this? It's worth it. Some people go through the launch pad, do a couple of launches, and go from nervous and scared and confused to making sales. And then you have the system to make sales forever, like beyond the 8 weeks. It's definitely worth it. But kind of zigged instead of zagged and made it 2,000 for this group. But it'd be a ton of fun. I'm looking forward to working with you all. All right. I saw that there were some questions. Thought. Chat. Hold on. Why can't I stop share?
I had a quick question.
Yeah, Ellie, what's up?
I'll pop in because I have to get going for another meeting. I'm gone for 10, 11 days in May. So it feels like that's a big chunk of time out of 8 weeks.
When are you going to be gone?
Pardon me?
Do you know what week you're going to be gone? Like I'm going to be gone the last week of May.
I leave on the 21st of May to the 31st.
Yeah. On the 23rd, my son graduates high school, and then we leave on Sunday for a week vacation. So that week in the Launchpad is going to be implementation week. There's no official content that week. So the 4 themed implementation calls and the 5 coaching calls will actually not happen that week, that you and me will both be out of town. There's no calls that week. It's kind of like catch-up week. I've done this in the past. I did it last summer. I think it was when I went to Italy, because I was like, hey, we're going to do this in two chunks. Like chunk 1 is the first 3 or 4 weeks, and then we take a little bit of a break and then chunk two.
Hmm.
So it may work out perfectly. I'm not trying to twist your arm, but I'll also be gone that week and there's no official content that week. Maybe good for us all to kind of get away for a minute and think, what do we really want? And without being jammed with deadlines and calls and things like that. So
Right.
the
Thank you.
timing might be perfect. Aaron said, can you elaborate on the hourglass part? I didn't quite understand it. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of the quickest way to. So how I do it, so an hourglass, I taught this is so funny. Years ago, I hosted a live event about 2 years ago in Colorado Springs. I was getting ready to go, and I sketched out, literally on a piece of paper in my office, a funnel on top of a funnel, and it was an hourglass. And I used to be pretty deep in the funnel space, and everybody talks about funnels and, lead magnet, tripwire, profit maximizer, all those things. And then they treat the bottom of the funnel like it's the end. Like we got to get as many people into the top and then out the bottom. And my revelation was, well, the bottom of the funnel is just the start. Like the bottom of the funnel is kind of that first conversion. So I drew an hourglass, like an X, it's just an X basically. It's like drew an hourglass. And the top part of the hourglass, the goal is, yeah, to get leads in and to get them to become customers. And the bottom half of the hourglass is about scale and leverage. So without giving away the whole content, an hourglass is a way that I structure my offers. And I don't know if I have a picture. I mean, imagine an hourglass. And just the way I teach it, there's these things at the top, and then there's this piece, then there's this offer playground into your anchor offer. And below the equator of your hourglass is how we scale and leverage. And that's where the real magic happens. So an hourglass is a way to structure your offers. What I've found, honestly, Aaron, this may not be the case for you, but a lot of people are like, I sell everything all the time. It's funny. I don't want to make y'all seasick. I have an hourglass on my dry erase board here. It's just how my business works. So at the top, I teach story, email, subject lines, maps. Below that, mini workshops, coaching weeks, email school. Into the center of my hourglass is this, the Launchpad, the laid back Launchpad. Beyond the Launchpad, I have a membership and a coaching program. So as it starts to fan back out and go, how do I get the people that go through the middle part better results over longer time? That's how it works. So I was sketching these out like a maniac leading up to my event, and I taught it at the event. And I didn't know if, it's like page 11 of a 30-page workbook. And at the end of the 2-day event, I said, hey, what'd y'all like the most? I asked that a lot. I've asked you all that a bunch. What was most valuable? And almost everybody said the hourglass. Like having my offers organized, it made me feel less crazy and more certain. And now I know when I have a new idea for an offer, I know where to put it and where it fits. I know what comes before it and I know what comes after it. This makes so much sense. So hourglass is a way to structure your offers, kind of like a funnel, but way better. And an important revelation I had that was one of the many breakthroughs I had in the last couple of years. But I just, again, kind of like threw it out there as page 11. I was like, yeah, draw it on a napkin or draw it on an hourglass, whatever. Let's go to lunch. And at the end, everybody was like, that was a game changer. It's like, really? That little piece? Which is proof that we need to get out of our own way. And um, I was telling somebody this week about the Launchpad, and he said, what is it? He's a friend of mine. And I said, here's the page I just sent to you. And he's like, this is like a operating system. It's not a course. It's like a way to be. I was like, oh yeah, yeah. I hadn't even thought about that. So like doing stuff like we can't do it all in a vacuum in our basements. If you're in Colorado, we have to intersect with the people we want to help and get feedback and things like that. So hourglass is one of those fruits of that tree. Um, that's what an hourglass is. Get the bonuses. I'm catching up over the weekend. Perfect. Tracy said you getting fired from that job was a gift to all of us as well. Thank you, Tracy. Cool. I think I've answered all the questions. Everybody's talking about access. All right, I know we went a little bit long today. For those of you that are in the Launchpad already, great. It'll be fun to work with you. There's a link again to the Google Doc. The link to sign up, if you're just like, forget the Google Doc, give me the shortcut, codybirch.com/launchpad. That link will take you right to the payment link where you can select pay by credit card, pay with PayPal, do the buy now, pay later. If you're in VIP, we start in 52 minutes. So I'll see you on the VIP call. As always, I'm going to take a break and rehydrate and get some lunch. And then I'll see you all on the call tomorrow. Well, I'll update you again on my ads tomorrow and just let them run. And I'll be the guinea pig for you, which, as you can see, is a thing that I like to do for fun. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for coming to the big reveal today and understanding the way that the system all works together. And I'll see you VIPs on the next call. See everybody else tomorrow and inside the school group. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.